Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna do a chatty get ready with me. I'm going to use some new makeup and then some favorite makeup and kind of demo, give some mini reviews. I'm gonna retry some of the Rare Beauty products or re-demo them. This will be my third time trying them, and then some favorites mixed in. Basically chat about life, chat about my new fur baby. I got a new dog. You guys really wanna know about her. I've had so many DMs. So I wanna talk about her, how we got her, just a little bit about her, and maybe she'll make an appearance. And then I just want to chat about life, just personal chatty get ready with me with some new and old makeup. So if you're new here, I would love you to subscribe, and let's go ahead and begin. So I'm going to start off with this Rare Beauty primer. This is the illuminating primer. I bought the mini size and I actually am really enjoying this. It has a kind of like highlight effect, very similar to like the NARS illuminating primer, which I really like. It just has a little bit of kind of a pigment you can see there, but once you put your foundation on, it looks really nice underneath. It's not super slippy, it's not drying, it's just kind of a nice glowy primer. Definitely not gonna help with pores, but this is one of the products I have been enjoying. So for my pore area, I am gonna go in with my Tarte primer. This is the Timeless Smoothing Primer, my favorite. I'm just going to apply this to my pores. So I did have a Rare Beauty first impressions, and I gave the products kind of like a so-so, like I wasn't super impressed, but I also didn't dislike any of the products. And I got so much negativity that I ended up privating the video, which really sucked. So I thought, you know what, let me just private the video because I don't want to argue and maybe I came off bad, or maybe, I don't know, I hit a nerve with some people. So I've been trying the products since I tried them yesterday, and then again I'm trying them today, and I can tell you the one product that really didn't work for me was the foundation. It was way too dark. I have it here. I mean, it's just way too dark, and I think that really kind of made me not like it, and also it just wasn't the most smoothing on my skin. I can tell you that it lasted though. I filmed, edited, and uploaded to get the video up, but I did wear this for about 8 hours, and I didn't notice any breaking apart or super oily texture. I just think that I have other foundations I like more. The coverage was good on this, so I didn't have any issues with the coverage. It wasn't sheer or, you know, anything like that. I just think the shade, I mean, you can tell it's very, very deep. So if I were to try this again, I would definitely go way down on shade range, but it's just not my favorite foundation ever. And I think that's what was causing some patching and stuff like that, because I did use the products yesterday, everything about the foundation, and I had a much better experience. So I wanted to play with them on camera with you and just kind of update. I've never privated a video, but I think maybe I'm just a little sensitive. I don't know. We're in, you know, a pandemic and just everything going on. I'm really sensitive, and for me, anything toxic, I'm like, no, no, like stay away from me. I just want happy vibes, and maybe I was giving off a toxic, you know, negative vibe in that video. I got quite a few comments, and I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't think I was, but maybe I was. So I want to start fresh, chat about happy things, and try some of the new products for you guys if you missed that video. So let's just keep it pushing. So I want to go in with this NARS Soft Matte Foundation. Really been enjoying this. The first time I used this, this really tells me that the shade does change things. First time I used it, I went in with medium 1.5 and I didn't like it at all. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't like this foundation. I just felt like maybe I applied too much. It was getting kind of gunky. It just didn't look right. And then I mixed it with medium 3, which a little too dark. So these were sent to me, by the way. They sent me 3 shades. So neither of these are my perfect shade, but when I mixed them, Stromboli and Valeris, I adore it now. Use less of it because it's high coverage. If you have problem skin and you really need coverage, but you also need longevity, this is a great product. It's really high coverage, like really high. This is not for those natural people unless you want to cut it, because it's extremely high coverage. It feels just like the concealer, soft matte. It's not like the Too Faced Born This Way matte or the Estee Lauder Double Wear, which I love both of those, but those are more of a paint, like they suction on and they really hang on, like they spackle on. This is more of a soft matte, so it's a little bit more creamy, whipped. It doesn't stay as matte either, so you might have to blot during the day, but the coverage is high and the wear is good. Just do not overdo it. You don't need to, because the coverage is great. And it's interesting, I've definitely been kind of known for first impressions. It's one of my most popular series on my channel, and I love doing them, but I do change my mind sometimes, and I try to always update you guys on that. Sometimes I feel like first impressions, I definitely can tell if something like is horrible and I'm like, no, like it's just not for me. But some things have been growing on me recently. Like this foundation, first time I tried it, I didn't try it on camera. I tried it off camera, but the first time I tried it, I didn't like it. And it ended up just being, I used too much and the shade. Things can change, like the Fenty Beauty Slip Shine lipsticks. The first time I tried it off camera, I was like, oh, that's weird. It has a weird scent. And then I never noticed again. So I'm like getting shedding here. So now I want to go in with this Rare Beauty concealer. I got the shade 210N, which is a really good shade for me. It has a really interesting wand on it. It's like kind of slanted. This is a very whipped formula. I would say a medium coverage. For full glam, I would say I prefer a little bit more coverage. I think one thing that's like a misconception as well is that I don't know about anybody else, I can only speak for myself. I don't wear full glam every day, hardly. But for filming, I do. And I don't know if that's just like my own insecurity, but I feel like on camera, I don't feel, I don't know, it's almost like stage makeup. Like when you're on camera, the lights and everything kind of wash everything out and you feel like you have nothing on if you don't put like lashes on and stuff, for me personally. So maybe that's like misconstrued, but on the daily, I don't wear like, you know, full glam. I do full glam for filming or if I'm going to like a wedding or a concert, which obviously during quarantine, I'm not doing any of that. So my way to get a little bit more coverage is to just let it sit for a minute. And then I'm going to use this brush. This is the cheek brush from Makeup by Mario Sephora collection. I bought this and it literally came and went so fast. I couldn't even like link it for you guys, which I was like, why? I know things are like limited edition, but it would have been nice to stay around for just a little bit longer. So I definitely do prefer more natural makeup on a daily basis, but I do have to set my makeup every single day. I just literally can't. And I know some people with dry skin never set. I have to because I have combo skin and it'll just break up, enhance my texture, and slide off. So definitely getting more into cream products, but they have to be compatible with powders for me personally to use them and reach for them. So that's what the concealer looks like. It's nice. It's just a little bit lighter. I can still see, you know, a little bit of the blueness under my eyes, and that's really my only thing about it. Like I would rather reach for like my Pat McGrath or my Dose of Colors that really kind of covers that up, but I do like it. It's quick, easy out the door. If you want something that's kind of like a little bit hydrating and just easy peasy medium coverage, I think you'd really enjoy it. I'm gonna go in with my J-Cat powder to set. I love this. This is the Aquassurance in Ivory. I just love this powder. To me, it's very, very similar to the Charlotte Tilbury. So I really try to set right under my eyes before I get creasing, and then I really try to focus like on my T-zone again, where my pores are, smile lines. The T-zone is the worst offender. And then my favorite brush that I use all the time, and I usually don't show it on camera, this brush changed my makeup game. I cannot do my makeup without it. This is the Sonia G Face 1. This brush for powder is the best. I'm going in with the Aquassurance in Natural. So I used Ivory for the center, and then I'm gonna use Natural. It's just a little bit deeper to set the rest of my face. And this is how I set my face most days. It doesn't disrupt my foundation. It's not super dense. So it gives me like a light kind of uniform coverage of powder. I just adore this brush, truly. It is something I use every single day. So I went ahead and did my brows, and I'm gonna do my eyes. I'm gonna go with the Natasha Denona Bronze palette just because it's like nice mattes. I know it's just gonna give me like a neutral look. So we got a new fur baby. I named her Winnie. So I really knew when Nala passed, I was missing having a little dog. I've had a little dog since I was 18. That's when I got Nala, which was my previous Pomeranian that passed in March, and she was almost 15. So I've never been without a little dog in my adult life. And there's just something about, I don't know, just something about being able to like carry them around, and it's just different, totally different than My bulldogs, I adore both. I never thought I would love big dogs. I grew up with big dogs like labs and stuff like that, but once I got to be an adult, I really, really, really wanted a little dog, and I got Nala. I think I was almost 18. So as you guys know, Nala had seizures, and we tried to treat them, and we did for about 6 months, and they just kept progressing, and it was just kind of like, I mean, she was just not feeling well. So I lost her in March. It was just devastating for me. And then I lost my bulldog unexpectedly in June. So I went from 3 dogs to 1, and I was just struggling so hard. Just really, really sad. So I wanted another Pomeranian. That's just the breed that I love. So I was on the hunt, and I spoke to Ian, and Ian's like, you know what, I don't want a puppy. And I was like, yeah, I'm kind of with you. Like, puppy phase doesn't really excite me anymore. The older that Curtis got and Nala got, the more I love them. So for me, I was like, I want an adult, but I don't want a senior because I can't take losing another one so soon. So I was watching rescues. I had like notifications on for Pet Finder, and there's another website, I can't remember, but I was just looking all over. I was joining Facebook groups for breeders, seeing if they had any retired. Like, I was just on the hunt. I reached out to this breeder, and I really thought she was gonna be like, no, because she has beautiful, gorgeous little puppies, but I just didn't want puppies. And I said, do you by chance have any adults that you're gonna be retiring? I'm really looking for a female. And I said I lost, my Pom, and I sent her, videos of Nala, and I said I've really been struggling, and I want to give a Pomeranian, an amazing home. And anyways, she wrote back and said she actually had 2 that she was going to be retiring. And I was like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. She told me that one of them was 3 and one of them was 6. And so I immediately knew I wanted to have more information about the 3-year-old, because just for my own, I just didn't want like 6. I'm like, oh, that just shortens the time I have with them. It was kind of like a catch-22. I don't want a puppy. I don't want like a senior or older dog, because I feel like I just don't have enough time to love them. It's just weird. Grief is a weird thing. I didn't really know what I was looking for. So she sent me pictures. She was placing her because she was overweight. So essentially, she was free feeding the puppies. A lot of times with little dogs, you have to do that because they can get like low blood sugar. So she was free feeding the puppies, and she couldn't keep the Pomeranian out of the food. So she was like overweight after her first pregnancy. And I believe she only had 1 litter of puppies. She sent me photos, told me a little bit about her. I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. Like, she is cuddly, she's like fluffy, she's sweet. So I spoke to Ian, I spoke to my family. The breeder sent me some videos, sent me like her health records, and I really started getting excited. The breeder got her spayed and dental and let her recover, and then she came to me. One of the breeders, family members, she flew in cabin with Winnie. We went to the airport with our masks on. The good thing is the airport was so slow. Like, I mean, we don't have like a huge city. It's not like we're like in LAX or New York. And I was in contact with her the whole time. And when she landed, we met her at the baggage claim. We met Winnie, and she was so scared. And I was like, oh my God, this poor dog, like, she was so terrified. So I got her out of the carrier, and immediately, we had a carrier that we were gonna put her in, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna hold her. So I carried her to the car, and I just held her the whole way home. And about 10 minutes into the drive, she kind of started loosening up, and Ian was like talking to her and petting her. Ian was driving, I was holding her, and we got her home, and we were like, you know what, like, we're just gonna let her be. So we just let her do her own thing. She kind of just like laid around for the first like 3 days. She was really timid, and like her ears would go back and her tail was down. Like, she was just scared. So we just kind of let her be, and then her personality just started to show. About 3 or 4 days in, she started playing with toys, and I was so excited. Like, she was like running after her toys and getting energy, and I was like, oh my gosh, okay. She really started to just come out of her shell. She was like barking a little bit, because she was like super quiet the first like few days. When you would get up and get her, she'd be like prancing around in her little, pen. So she sleeps in a pen, which is what the breeder told me to do. We'd like to get her in our bed, but she doesn't know how to do stairs. She's never seen stairs. She like can't jump on and off the couch. Like, she's just like a chunky little girl. So we're working with her. I did have a trainer actually come to the house. I think it's been like a week ago, and he's gonna come back for a couple more sessions to just teach her confidence, teach her how to go up and down stairs, teach her how to walk on a leash. She's never been on a leash. And we tried it, and she was like, excuse me, ma'am, this is not not working for me. So she's just seriously so cute. I show her on my Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I show my bulldog and I show Winnie. I chose the name Winnie because I just thought she looked like a little fat potato Winnie girl, and I just love it. She was 12 pounds when the breeder had her. She's 11 now, so we've got a pound off of her. So we are monitoring her food and giving her like carrots and cucumbers and broccoli for treats, and she goes crazy. So she's literally like playing, her little shenanigans are all over my Instagram, and I am absolutely in love. I'm so happy with her. And I'm so happy that she doesn't have to have any more puppies. She can just live and be happy, be a little doggo. I feel blessed that I found her. It was really hard to find her, and I'm like so glad that I'm over it because I don't want to look for dogs and all that like breeding stuff anymore. And we definitely want to adopt another bulldog. So I'm keeping my eyes peeled for actually a rescue. There is a rescue for bulldogs that I've actually gone to their events. I've gone to their events with my boys. They know me, and I've donated like makeup for them to auction off. I don't know, I've just been a supporter of them. So definitely looking at their bulldog list. You know, it's like we went from 3 to 1, now we're at 2, but we just miss, I don't know, our pack. It's just something about just what we were used to. So I'm so excited. I hope I can grab Winnie and show you her. She's like such a little potato. When you pick her up, she gets like really weird and her tongue like hangs out. She's not the most graceful, but I'm telling you, she's so cute. So I'm in love with her. I'm so glad you guys are loving seeing her on my Instagram. You guys are so cute. You're like, I just can't take it. And I've actually had moments, and I don't really want to talk about it for very long because I'll probably cry, but I've been feeling guilt. Like, I hope that, I'm gonna cry. Damn. I hope that Nala is looking down and she's not mad at me for loving again. Fuck, I can't talk about it. Anyways, I've been feeling a little bit of guilt for loving Winnie. Wow, I didn't think I would be that upset because I don't want Nala to think I forgot about her, but grief is a bitch. Let me tell you that. So anyways, on to brighter things. I'm happy. I feel blessed. She's my little baby, and I just can't wait to give her just the best life. We went to the dog park a couple times. I don't think she's ever been. She did great. She walked around and got pets from everybody. Everybody couldn't believe how fluffy and sweet she was. So I'm just very blessed to have another baby to spoil. And I'm just very, very thankful. So besides that, I am back to counting my macros. I was counting macros earlier in the year, which basically is just like counting your fats and your carbs and your protein and just a way to lose weight. I've struggled with binge eating. We might as well just talk about it. Binge eating for years and just really disordered like food behaviors. Just like binging, restricting, binging and restricting. I'm working with somebody who knows about binge eating. After Nala and Curtis died, I definitely went on a bender, just like binge eating, which it's like, if you don't know about it, be thankful because binge eating is really stressful and it's just like, it's not like, oh, I'm craving a cookie. It's like beyond that. So I've been doing so good. I'm almost 3 weeks in and I have not binged or even like thought about it. I've stayed on my macro plan and I've lost like 5 pounds. So anyways, I'm doing that and I'm focusing on that. You know, I feel like we all need to have a little bit of like grace with ourselves. Like we're in the middle of a pandemic. Things are different. Everybody's kind of stressed out. And if you gain a little bit of weight, it's okay. Just do whatever is comfortable with you. I actually got up to like my heaviest weight ever and I wasn't feeling good about myself. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna change that and take care of it. So I went ahead and put on the biggest lashes possible. I haven't worn huge lashes in a while. You know, I'm just living my best. My liner that I use is Artist of Makeup. I've used this forever. This is the Extreme Art Liner Pen. It's the best, hands down. There's some other ones I like, but this is the best. It's just the easiest to apply. A lot of you were asking me in my last video, so this is what I use. So I am going to take some black liner in my waterline. This is from Nabla. I haven't done that in a while and I just feel like I want to change it up. I want to do like a bronzy smoky glam today. And then I'm going to use the Huda Beauty Legit Lashes. I'm going to use the volume side on my lower lashes. I usually really like the curl and lengthen side. Are anybody else's lower lashes like longer than their top ones? The disrespect, I really feel it. And a little trick I like to do if I get too much is take a Q-tip and just kind of run it under to kind of calm things down if I feel like I've gone a little ham. So now I want to start on the face. I'm gonna go in with my Dior Backstage contour palette. This is top drawer, I always use it. I'm gonna mix the two deepest shades, but really kind of focus on this. And I just wanna do a little bit of a contour. So has anybody else been watching Love Island US? So Love Island I love because it's just like mindless, like, I don't know, dating, kind of like The Bachelor or something like that. They basically put a bunch of hot people in a villa. I mean, and they decide who wants to be with who, and they have temptation, and it's just kind of like, you know, my reality TV dream. So they actually had, I think this originated in the UK, and those are the best seasons. And then they did a couple Australia, which were okay. But then they came to the US for the season 1, and it was horrible. Like the cast was so boring. It was cheesy, like everything about it. I'm like, only we could ruin this. Season 2, I didn't have high hopes for, but I'm literally so bored from the pandemic and quarantine that I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try. And I really like it. The cast is so much better. It feels more like the UK version. So if you watched the season 1 US, just don't. Just try the new season. It's so much better. So to go ahead and bronze, I'm gonna use my She So LA blush. This is from Patrick Ta, and I've raved about this. I use the powder a lot to bronze the skin. It's very pigmented, so you don't need a lot. And I really, really like it as a blush and a bronzer. It's such a nice product. And then you can use the cream if you really wanna go with that like monochromatic look. But I use the powder almost daily. Whether I use it as blush or I use it, you know, as bronzer like I am today. I really need him to come out with bronzers in this formula because I am in love. So for blush, I'm gonna go ahead and try the Rare Beauty again. This is the matte blush. It's a liquid blush from her. And I tried the dewy and this one in my video and it patched up, but it probably was the foundation. So I'm gonna grab a sponge. I'm gonna try the matte one today just because I think that this would be a better shade with what I have on. This is what it looks like. So it's just like a neutral pinky peach. So I got a little bit on this sponge and I'm just going to start really lightly applying it. I do prefer the dewy formula of these, but I thought I would try them again. And this shade just seems like it would work better with my makeup today. This is more of like a peachy, kind of subtle pink shade. So for highlight, I'm gonna go in with one of my favorites. This is Gold Ore from Melt. These are incredibly pigmented, very beautiful, thin formula. And this is an oldie but a goodie, but I really want like a gold highlight. So I'm just gonna kind of buff this in the high points of my cheek. Really pretty. This is just like a staple product. They do have a really light one too. Like really, really light if you're super fair. Kind of like glazed donut from Ofra. But this is like this staple gold, very similar to like the Amrezy ABH. So I went ahead and did my hair and I want to finish off the look. I'm going in with my Charlotte Tilbury, look how little this is, my iconic nude lip liner. I've been loving this. I need to get a backup of this. I was gonna ask you guys, are you guys watching Big Brother? Big Brother's like, I can't talk and do this, hold on. Big Brother's like one of my favorite shows, is what I was gonna say. It's kind of boring so far. I'm really kind of sad that the queen left too. I love Janelle. For my popsicle lip look, I'm gonna take my Rare Beauty Lip Souffle in Energize, just to put in the center. I wear stuff like this all the time during the day. For my actual lip color, I'm gonna use this Lime Crime Lip Blaze. I've never tried this in Cash. Just looks like a really neutral nude. It smells funky. Not like bad, but I can't place it. I think this is like a gloss satin lipstick hybrid. For some reason, I feel like I need some more blush. I'm gonna go in with my Patrick Ta Duo. This is Do We Know Her? And I'm just gonna use the peachy side, the powder side, I guess. Just to kind of give me a little bit more color, because I love blush. We all know this. For my beauty marks, I always use the Freck pen. So I like to create some and then go over my moles. And then I do a little bit of like just random little dots. And then to really finish off my makeup, I have to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury. You guys, this is phenomenal if you want long wear. I wouldn't use it every day, but this is the Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. You can see I've made a dent in it. This locks in your makeup, and this foundation is really good for long wear as well, but this really seals the deal. I love it. Has like a cherry smell, but it's not overpowering in my opinion. I know some people are sensitive, so I just want to note that, but like for me, if I was getting married, this would be what I would be using to keep my makeup on. Okay, so I went and got the little Winnie baby, and I turned my lights down, so I don't want to have her on here too long, but I wanted to share with you guys my little kitty girl. She's really funny, like when you hold her, she's just kind of like a little bear. She's so sweet. If you guys want to see more of her on my Instagram, I share her more. I'm in love with her. Like, she reminds me of like a Persian cat. She's just so lazy, but then she plays like a little bit throughout the day, but she's just a little chunky baby. All right guys, so here's my finished makeup, and I hope you guys enjoyed chatting with me, just seeing some new products in action, but also seeing some staple products and how I would apply my makeup if I were to go out. Even though I'm not going out, I might be going to the mailbox, but other than that, I'm in my house. I'm staying locked down in quarantine, so felt good to just sit down and do glam that I know I love and just try some new products, demo them in different ways, and give you guys my thoughts. If you have any questions about the products that I used, comment down below. We can have a discussion. I will link everything down below. I hope you guys love this video. I hope you guys love seeing Winnie, and let me know what videos you want to see next. Comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video.